to the comic shop. I'll let you read about Cyclops. I'll have you spending all you got. Comics Gate is looking hot. Blacklist.
All right, here we go, guys. We have made it. We have somehow managed to make it, and let me tell you, Left Hand Legit is so proud of each and every one of you who has stuck it out to find out the startling conclusion to the X-CUTIONER'S song. This is part 12, X-Force number 18, the final chapter. We have Stryfe taking on Cable. Great artwork by Greg Capullo. We've got a great story by Fabian Nicieza, and immediately Cable is just like, Stryfe, time's up. And Stryfe, he has some other thoughts about this, actually. And it's titled Ghosts in the Machine. That's a free plug there. Is it really Nathan Dayspring Ascani's son? I have killed the architect of the futile dream. I have humbled the parents of the tomorrow pain. Oh, I love this dialogue. Let me just go ahead and read it again. I have killed the architect of the futile dream. I have humbled the parents of the tomorrow pain. Only you remain, my failed brother. So as you can see, time is up and down and inside out and mine to control, which all means that if anyone's borrowed time is up, it is yours. And little tiny Cable's like, I've learned that time has never been something we can control. Not Apocalypse, not me, not you. So if my time's come today, fine. But I'm taking you with me, Stryfe. And Stryfe is like, I'm going to take the helmet off and get you. Perhaps you are right at that, Dayspring. Perhaps time is not ours to abuse. Does that mean Scott Summers and Jean Grey should be forgiven for their trespasses? And Cable's just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He just goes totally Billy Mitchell from King of Kong. I'm not familiar with the situation. Oh no? Maybe you don't at that. After all, you are nothing more than a scientific abomination, a failed attempt to preserve a life which did not even need preserving. Stab your eyes! I'm a man! I'm my own man! And he gives him a fat fwaka-funt. If you want to take out a bad guy, you give him a fwaka-funt, followed by a cacao shiza. Shiza maniza. Ah, have I touched a chord with you, Dayspring? Perhaps you realize deep inside that I am the whole sum of your parts, and you are nothing. So basically what Stryfe is saying, like, did you ever see the movie Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger? Stryfe is essentially saying that he is Arnold Schwarzenegger and Cable is Danny DeVito. He's all the shit that was left over. You son of a bitch! Ah, truer words have never been spoken. That's a zinger right there. He called Jean Grey a bitch. Scott, what chance does Cable have alone against that madman? I don't know, Jean. But I'm beginning to doubt if Stryfe really is as mad as he seems. Maybe if we can find out what twisted him, we can end this madness. And miles away, the X-Men are trying to figure out how to get there, but let's forget about that for a second and talk about Prince of Persia. See, Prince of Persia was an extremely popular computer game that everyone raved about, and they finally managed to get it on the Super Nintendo where it wasn't quite as good. This is by Konami. I give a lot of free plugs to Konami in these videos. If you played Prince of Persia, tell me which version did you prefer, the computer game or the Super Nintendo game? I'm very curious. Let me know in the comments below. So anyways, yeah, we got them. They're trying to get there. The X-Men are trying to get there. Back to what matters is the battle between Stryfe and Cable. Away from me, Half-Life! I have watched you throughout our lives with an almost fraternal amusement, Nathan. As you went to and fro, as you played the part of rebel savior in our time, and mysterious renegade mutant benefactor in this one, I always wondered what fires fueled you, what passions drove you to act as you did, in ways so different than I. And now, after all this time, through time, I finally have my answer. You have been stoked by desolation, by isolation, by failure. No. And he gives him a fat schract. Ah! Words aren't gonna beat me. Very well, then. If force is the tongue you wish to hear, then listen to my tortured soul. So whoosh, And he's like, Nurger, Did he just drop? I don't know. I hear you, Stryfe. It's not enough to put me down. Look at you, Ascani, son. A toy. A shell of a human. Look at yourself and tell us all. How can you pretend to be a man? And meanwhile, back here, Charles is like trying to explain what he saw. You don't understand, Hank. For a brief moment in my fevered state, I was able to read all the minds there on the moon, my X-Men and the others, and I saw all the mistakes we've made. Mistakes born of our dreams and nightmares, of hope and despair, of fathers and sons. All these mistakes are weaving together up there to form a tragic destiny, and there is nothing I can do to stop it. Easy now. It'll all work out. Despite the odds, the X-Men always pull through. But there's always a cost. Always. And what if this time the cost... Oh, sorry, I screwed up the accent. And what if this time the cost is Scott and Jean's life? Because that is what is going to come down to, Hank. Heaven help us all. That is the only thing which will end this insanity. Number 2. Face is set to stun. Meanwhile, inside the moon base, like, Apocalypse has had the shit kicked out of him by the Dark Riders, and he's gonna die. Well done. Well, that's not my Apocalypse voice. My Apocalypse voice is, well done. Well fought. So I die, as I have lived. Does that leave me to follow your example? My son. As my father made me, Apocalypse. Living to die. Dying to live. You don't have much time left. No, I do not. You are not strong, Apocalypse. You are not fit. It's called body shaming, and it's rude. In your world, you don't deserve to survive, do you? You are right, my angel of death. You are. As I made you. He like throws up this green Broma Seltzer. This is an homage to the Toxic Avenger from Troma. It's a free plug for you, Lloyd Kaufman. Strong, a killer, a survivor. Maybe, but long before I ever met you, I am a man. Yes, you altered my wings, draped my skin forever in shadows, but you couldn't change the most important part of me. Warren Worthington III didn't have to die just so the Archangel could live, any more than I need to kill you, Apocalypse, to find out what's alive inside me. No, I deserve a clean death. I deserve to die as I lived, a man of strength, of courage, of power. Not like this, not alone, enfeebled, slowly ebbing away as others fight around me. This is not the way to die. Now this, Nathaniel, this is the way to die, screams Stryfe as he kicks Nathaniel Dayspringer's gunny son in the face. Jean, we've got to do something. Oh, sorry, that's a feminine Scott voice. Soy boy, Soy Clops. I call him Soy Clops. Jean, we've got to do something. Cable can't take much more. I know there's a possibility that more Stryfe concentrates on Cable, the weaker our telekinetic bonds become. Who the hell is saying this? Was the bubbles going to him and then... If Stryfe... whatever, who gives a shit? If Stryfe remains occupied, and that's a big if, I should be able to break us free. And then we give a fat fashion. Plasma blast. Who? You relish dealing in pain, don't you, Stryfe? Well, stop crying foul and just cry havoc. Oh, self high five. Free pop for yourself. Good job, boy. Ah, my mistake. My genetic matrix shield was programmed for the Summers DNA. I had not considered it would allow the brother through. We're gonna kill you. And Scott's just like, no! And Scott was like, Emilio! It's over, Stryfe. Whoever, whatever you are, it's over. It's time to stop this cycle of pain. And then Jean, of course, he's tried to kill everyone you know. We can work to heal your wounds, whatever they are. Let's work them out together. Prisoners just need hugs. So what if he murdered children and raped women? We can hug him and make it better. If we just push a few more buttons, he'll become a contributor to society, like all good liberals. And of course, together, All of us? Together? No, you're lying. If I trust you, you'll just betray me again. I want to believe you. I do, but how can I? Why am I suffering this way? I'm not the guilty one. You are. All of you are. I leave you what you left me. A legacy of hatred, a legacy of decay, a loss of hope, a loss of life, a pox on all of mutant kind. Did you feel the ground quake? Well, whatever's going on in there, it's building to a head. Oh, it's Sunset Riders. That's what's going on inside there, apparently. Also from Konami, another free pop. Look at me with pleading eyes. Ask for my help. Ask me to be your salvation. Ask me! He's dismantled the entire tower, but he never bothered to turn off the machinery. Oh, wait, is that someone over here saying that? Oh, that's Havoc, sorry. Now, here's Jean's voice. The amount of electromagnetic energy spinning around in here is phenomenal. Stay close to me, boys. I'll keep us all safe inside this tech shield. What about Cable? He's too far away. I can't reach out to him and still maintain our cover. And like Cable is just totally like revealed as a T-800. This is the Schwarzenegger model. This is not the T-1000 model. I wanted that to be very clear. So we got a foom, a chicka, a zzz. Come on. Come on. So you see like Cable's like trying to, you know, rig his Terminator arm. Like remember in T2 when Arnold like slices open his skin and pulls it back? That's what's happened here. And now he's just trying to rig it. I can see him through the storm. Cable, what are you doing? Get over here, man. I can't. I'm putting an end to this, Summers. If what we learned today is true, and I don't know if it is, I have to put an end to this. Put an end to Stryfe. Put an end to me. We get a then a grab hold of this, and he throws him like this is like the Ghostbusters power pack, right? And so it's like gonna open and suck Stryfe into it, I guess. Hit the engage button. Got it. What is it, Cable? What have you got planned? You'll know, Summers. Believe me, you'll know. Wait, Cable. Wait! It's too late for waiting. It's too late for a lot of things. Do what you can to survive. Stryfe, I said it before, I'll say it again. Time's up. No, I will not be undone by a feeble copy of myself. That's where you're wrong, Stryfe. I've always been my own man, made my own choices, and I choose to kill you now. Auto-destruct sequence activated. T-minus 25 seconds. Good Lord, did you see? He activated a self-destruct sequence. Scott, I can't get a reading on either of them. Must be too much EM activity. And so like they fight self-destruct engaged. Summers, activate the vortex. Scott, I can't do this to him. I'm too much of a puss cake, Gene. And his younger brother's like, Scotty, if you don't, we may just all end up dying. Summers, for all our sakes, do it. Please. God, forgive me. Click. Zoom, shwoom. He wasn't afraid. He knew this was right. And we get a fat thrum. So I let him go. Again. And the other X-Men have got like ridiculous looking spacesuits here. And they've disappeared, you know. But Scott and Jean can hear their dying screams. They hear the haunted death knell as it ripples through their very souls. And when the singing of the electromagnetic storm is done, nothing is left but deafening silence and the desolate beating of two young people's hearts. Drum beats of despair, which slowly bring to a close the X-CUTIONER'S song. So there we have it. And Scott and Jean are sad and, you know, oh, Cable knew what he was doing. The equipment he was carrying focused the energy of the time vortex through it. And his self-destruction opened the rift needed to bring Stryfe down. Funny, the whole thing started with us thinking Cable was a murderer. But in the end, he turned out to be our only hope. He was that. In order to save us all, we had to sacrifice him a second time. Oh, poor Scott. And we're going to talk about what all this actually means in an issue tomorrow, or in an episode tomorrow. I will go through some of the supplementary material for the X-CUTIONER'S song And we're going to get all this nailed down for everybody. Scott, no, you don't think... I don't know, Gene. I don't know if we'll ever be sure he was our son. But I do know this. I'm going to spend the rest of my life thinking about today, thinking about him and wondering. God help me. I'll never stop wondering. As the old song dies, a new chorus begins. A rustic farmhouse in Nebraska. I've psionically opened the canister. Sir, it is empty. Curse Strife's blood. Oh, wait, what's my sinister voice? It's been so long since I've done it. It's kind of my apocalypse voice, too. Curse Strife's blood. I was promised the Summers family's genetic material. Humph. Should I be surprised? It was to be expected. We proceed as ever onward toward tomorrow. Oh, and Gordon's like, please do look after that cough. So I'm guessing like this smoke like infested Gordon, maybe? And it like infested him with the techno-organic virus or something? I'm not sure. It's a funny line, but it doesn't make sense to me. If you know what this means, tell me in the comments below. And that's the end of the X-CUTIONER'S song. You guys made it. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. And hopefully this is showing you what it takes to move the needle in the comic book industry, because X-CUTIONER'S song at the end of 1992 did indeed do just that. If you enjoyed the X-CUTIONER'S song, please let me know in the comments below what you liked about it. If you didn't like it, let me know what you disliked about it. Please give this video a like. Please subscribe to Testosterone Overload. I'll talk to all of you tomorrow a little bit more about other aspects of the X-CUTIONER'S song that may have been lost on you, and some supplemental material that Marvel put out that I also enjoyed when I was a kid. So that is it. As always, thank you for joining me, Left Hand Legit. Do not be shy about sending me a tweet if you have something to say. Until tomorrow, this has been another totally awesome comic book review on Testosterone Overload!